Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. We are here for our weekly energy reading, and I have a book that I'm going to pull a page from called Grace from the Moment by Max Lucado. So let's see. I'm going to open Sacred Space first, and let's see what messages we all need to hear today and for this upcoming week. I have had so much magic happen recently, and I'm going to share it later in another video. Why aren't you lighting, buddy? There you go. I feel like I went through a complete death and rebirth from December until now, and nothing I was doing was making sense, but I was following my intuition. But I was even reading my journal this morning, and I literally wrote, like, Michelle, this is the biggest risk you've ever taken. Is this stupid? Are you totally screwing yourself over? What are you doing? I feel like you need to change your whole life. But I just rested in that. And I was like, no, this is the unknown. And I know that I'm meant to just find peace in that kind of chaotic moment of the unknown. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Please bring us the messages that we need to hear today, and for all of my viewers at home. So yeah, it was intense. I was completely questioning everything I was doing. And what happened was, and I actually wrote a little list in my journal, was I wrote the series of events that happened. So the beginning of December, I felt exhausted. I just was like doing one-on-one sessions, and my body was screaming, stop doing this. But my mind was saying, Michelle, this is your work. This is your income. How if you stop, it's like an abyss. There's nothing next. But I had to honor it because my body was literally exhausted. And I remember taking 3 days off before I committed to texting all of my clients and canceling everything. And my one friend came over, and we were just sitting here, and I was just crying, going like, I don't know what's going on. I feel so much grief. And she was like, well, it's probably the holidays. But I'm like, no, it's not that. It's something else. Like, I felt like I was dying. And I know in the past that I felt that way prior to my dad dying. And it was almost like I was in his energy, I was in his thought patterns. And it was also a rebirth for me, too. So when he passed, a part of me went with him. And I let go of a lot of my conditioning that I learned from him. So it was almost like a death for me, too, because I became somebody new after he passed. After he passed, I wrote an ebook, I started my YouTube channel. I did all these things in honor of him and for myself, but I became new. It's like he pulled off a layer of me that was blocking me from shining. And I was feeling that in December. I was feeling this, like, I feel like I'm dying. Like, I don't know what's going on. I keep crying every single day. I don't want to work. My environment feels heavy. I just wanted to be in sunshine and on a beach somewhere, but I didn't have the means to do it. So I was like, what's going on? I can't take a trip right now because I'm literally not working and money's not like flowing. So, but I trusted it. I trusted that my guides were telling me, Michelle, take 2 weeks off and you'll figure it out. Something will happen in those 2 weeks. And boy, did it happen. The first day, I think it was December 22nd, I went for a morning drive. Something came over me. I grabbed my phone. I looked up a link that Ben Harris, the fear guy, sent me to sign up for the fear certification program. It's a 12-week program to become certified, to become a fear coach. Something took me over. I grabbed the link, paid for it, put it on a credit card, was just like, I feel like I have to do this. The money's not here yet, but I just know, I trust, I'm walking in my faith right now that this is meant for me. Purchased it, talked to him for a little bit, was all excited about it. And then later, fast forward like maybe 2 more weeks, I was talking to him about my pricing and my clientele and who I'm doing sessions with. And he's like, you are worthy of more. He's like, you need to step into your truth and you need to rise. So I did. I went on my website, I revamped all of my prices, and I stepped into this new version of myself. So in December, I purged, cried, stopped all work, canceled all appointments. Then I was expanding, signed up for a fear course, walked in my faith, paid for it. Then I upped all my prices. I started doing hot yoga. I went to a cold plunge and a sauna. I did a water fast last week. I fasted for 2 full days, only drank water and black coffee. And last week, I felt the most intense high that I've ever felt in my entire life because I was on that water fast. I felt clear. I felt concise. I felt like I knew who I was and what I was doing. I started a podcast that same week. So it's like the minute I surrendered to that 2 week off period and really listened to my guides and my guidance system, look at what happened to me. I completely transformed. That's what the rebirth energy is. And when you invest in yourself, here's the best part. I paid, for a couple $1,000s for that course. And it was 3 weeks later, Friday the 13th, just this past Friday, but 3 weeks, almost a month after I paid for the course, I got notice that my I was just at my fear program, my mindfulness program that I created is now going to be in 33 schools in Phoenix, Arizona. So that money that I'll make from that is double of what I paid for the fear course. So when we invest in ourselves, we get double back, triple, whatever it is. And that same day, I also got a big lump sum of money. So there was 2 magical things that happened. And it was like the 3 weeks that I took off, it ended up being 3 weeks. I was now reimbursed with all of this money that paid for the fear course, that paid for those 3 weeks off. And it's because I trusted my inner guidance system. But believe me, when I was in it, I was not trusting it. I was waking up every day going, what am I doing? But yet I trusted it because I didn't take action to do anything. I took off, I rested, I started the podcast, I did all these little things to expand myself, and look how it paid off. So I hope this inspires you to, if you're feeling drained, number one, listen to your body's cues. If something's telling you this doesn't feel good, stop doing it. There's something better and it wants to come into your life, but you have to become the person that is ready to receive that new thing. So Michelle over here, who was doing her sessions drained, wasn't doing the hot yoga, wasn't doing cold plunges. I wasn't really like fully taking care of myself. I was in my own or my old habits and patterns. And I was being forced to ascend and evolve and expand and literally purge things out of my body. I burned all of my journals from my past too during this time. So it was a complete death and rebirth of the old Michelle into the new Michelle. Hopped me from this lifestyle, somewhat taking care of myself, doing my celery juice, working out. And now I'm over here working out in different ways, doing smoothies, doing celery juice, monitoring my bank account and feeling really good about how I'm respecting my money and my abundance, really meditating every single day. That was one thing that it picked up for me. I started meditating a lot more and I became this new woman. And that sent a signal to the universe to say, I am ready. I am ready to receive this abundance, this new opportunity. I'm ready to become a fear coach. I am ready to step into this new version of myself. So it was a complete pull me out of one life and put me in a new life. And even today, I still feel like I'm a little bit like this Michelle over here. But I also look at what I just did and I'm like, holy cow, my thought process is so different now. How I choose to eat food. Doing the water fast, no joke, it made me completely change my perspective around food. I've done juice fast before, like 3 or 4 days with only juice. But this was straight just water. And I can't even tell you the bliss that I felt in my body, feeling so clear. It was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday last week. I just felt like I was high. And it's because I could finally hear my intuition. I finally felt connected again because I didn't have these chemicals blocking me and clouding me and keeping me on a loop. I also realized, I'm in the middle of doing a reading and I get done the reading and I immediately go to the kitchen to go grab something. Well, when I was doing the water fast, I would find myself going to the kitchen going, oh, nope, we're not doing that today because we're fasting. And then I'd find myself going and grabbing my computer or going outside for a walk. So I ended up being more productive, leaving the food aside because that was all a distraction. And it was probably clouding my brain too. My watch was buzzing like a million times during all that. Yay, it's our fear group. Everybody's commenting in the Coaches and Creators program. You guys have to join if you want to become a fear coach. Invest in yourself and join our crew. It's a 12-week program. The first 6 weeks, we are going to work through our fears together as a group. And then the second 6 weeks, we're going to get certified. Okay, so let's see what message we need to hear today. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please bring us exactly what we need to hear. A gentle lamb. Where are my glasses? Oh, well, it's okay. It says, where God's love is, there's no fear. Because God's perfect love drives out fear. Oh my God. Oh, I can't even. Magic. We're talking about fear here. Okay, a lot of us live with a hidden fear that God is angry at us. Somewhere, sometime, some Sunday school class or some television show convinced us that God has a whip behind his back, a paddle in his back pocket, and he's going to nail us when we've gone too far. No concept could be more wrong. Our Savior's Father is very fond of us and only wants to share his love with us. We have a Father who is filled with compassion, a feeling Father who hurts when his children hurt. We serve a God who says that even when we're under pressure, we feel like nothing is going to go right. He is waiting for us to embrace us, whether we succeed or fail. He doesn't come quarreling or wrangling and forcing his way into anyone's heart. He comes into our hearts like a gentle lamb, not a roaring lion. Wow, that was super powerful. This was October 26th. So if that's anybody's birthday, happy birthday to you. Where God's love is, there is no fear because God's perfect love drives out fear. Thank you, Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron. Our fear is our greatest guide. So if you can see that God literally he'll push out that fear when you go towards it. Because once you go towards it, you see on the other side of it is your desire, is your manifestations, is your happiness. My situation that just happened from December until now, I had fear of money and the unknown, which are two foundations that Ben teaches about in the Fear Alchemy course. When we fear money, we fear we won't have enough. I was literally being called to take weeks off without money coming in, without a ton of savings, with credit cards. Like, it's crazy. So we have these fears, right? But somehow I had faith to know that that would get paid. My bills would get paid. God pays my bills. I let God drive out that fear. My faith, my trust in my intuition. I had this knowing that I'm going to be okay. And when we take a leap and sign up for something that costs a lot of money, that's another way that God is driving out that fear, because he wants us to grow. Or the universe, you don't have to call it a he, but the universe wants us to grow. God wants to, they want to like move through us. And when we expand and we grow, we create space for the universe to use us as vessels to channel. Powerful, powerful messages. Okay, Micah Magic Deck. Let's see. What does Micah want us to hear today? I'm going to do a quick shuffle and then I'm going to spread them out. I just had a thought. I just said, I love these cards so much. I'm so grateful for cards, all oracle cards, tarot, animals, all of it. It's so fun to get messages from spirit. Okay, let's see what you all need to hear. I'm going to pick 5 right off the bat. 3, 4, and 5. You are awake now. Keep your light lit. They are pulling on your energy. This is twin flame energy. 888, infinite abundance in all forms. Forgive them. They're still pulling on your energy. And Frog Spirit is saying, take a vacation. I keep getting this card. And now that I got my abundance that came in, I will be booking a trip. And you guys are going to see me doing readings somewhere warm, somewhere sunny. I can't wait to take all my cards with me and start to do this somewhere else. Going to get an Airbnb somewhere. Your girl is going to be traveling. Okay. Forgive them. You're awake now. Keep your light lit. Frog Spirit is saying, take a vacation. Infinite abundance in all forms. They are pulling on your energy. The "you are awake now, keep your light lit," that might be someone who just recently went through an awakening, whether it's you or your significant other. And maybe prior to that awakening, they weren't aware of their actions or their behaviors, and they feel sorry. They're like, man, I'm really sorry I treated you this way. I can now see clearly. I can now see what's in front of me, and I have been selfish, or I'm feeling like somebody's saying they've been selfish. They've just been like only thinking of themselves and not thinking about, if they are your counterpart, how to protect and provide for you. Or maybe they're seeing that like you've been there all along, and they're like, oh my gosh, did she or he always know it was me and I didn't know, and how embarrassing that is. But it's not. It's because it's part of your path. The universe puts blinders on us. It's our ego. Our ego expects us or wants us to chase a certain type of life and a certain type of partner and a certain type of lifestyle. And when that falls away, it's like the blindfold comes off, and you're faced with what's in front of you, which is unconditional love. And all of those external things don't matter. And what matters is your love for yourself, your service to our planet, and your love for all human beings that you're connected to. I feel called to share this. I think it was a girl who I had a Reiki client here a while back, and we were talking about what's like the most important thing in life. And I told her that my guides put me through a meditation, or I went into the meditation, but they gave me this vision of me on my deathbed. And it was a wake-up call. I'm really glad that they did this. I was on my deathbed, and the only thought that I had was that I wish I worked less. I wish I would stop doing YouTube so much and stop doing my readings and Reiki so much and spend more time with my nieces and my nephews. That was my one thought was, oh my gosh, how many times did I say no to my nieces and my nephews for a client? And that was my biggest regret. So I had that vision, and I was like, wow, I now know every time my nieces or nephews pop into my phone, and if it's possible and I can cancel or move things around, I am doing it because they are my people. So who are your people in your life that when you cross over one day, that you are going to deeply miss? You're going to miss those belly laughs, those hugs, those smiles, sharing food with one another, expanding yourself. Who are those friends that you can just talk about everything with? Stop what you're doing and call them today. Make space in your life for the connections that you have, because that is more important than money. That is more important than your personal experiences traveling and working. Human connection is why we are here. We're here to evolve, to grow, to learn lessons. But the most important part is human connection. And yes, we're meant to leave Earth with leaving a mark on everybody. But what we take with us is our feelings and our bonds with people. So that is the most important part of this message. So if there is somebody who lives far away and you need to connect with them, take a vacation now. Don't waste. And if you feel like you don't have the money, ask the universe for the money. I literally was getting in my bathtub, I guess it was last week. I can't remember what day it was, but I had been looking for Airbnbs in Texas. I want to go to Texas. I've always wanted to go there. I just feel connected there. And I know a couple friends that live there, but I was just going to go on my own. But I was looking up Airbnbs, looking up flights. The flight ended up like costing like $800. It was actually $818, which is my dad's time of his passing. And I remember I put my phone down. I didn't book the flight because I just was like, let me ask my guides and angels for money first. So I remember stepping into my bathtub. I always remember thoughts when I'm doing things. And it was like, universe, please bring me that $800 so I can book this trip. Please bring me the cutest Airbnb that I can stay in. Please bring me beautiful sunshine while I'm there. And I was saying it as I was sitting in the bathtub. And literally a week later, I got all that money, from my mindfulness program. So when we ask, we receive. And then I kept getting the frog card. So that was confirmation for me to book it. And I haven't booked it yet, but I will. Okay. 1 second real fast. I just have to look at something. It might be an emergency. No. Okay, we're good. I have a family member that is not well in my family, so I have to make sure I watch my phone. Okay, you are being admired online. Somebody is checking you out. I just saw the heart eye emojis. Oh, look at this. A windfall of money. When you ask, you receive. So be sure to, before you're needing, okay, sorry, bunch of thoughts. I also just had a friend who was needing extra money to do something in his world. And I texted him and I said, hey, I hope you're asking your angels and guides for assistance. Because sometimes masculine energy, they forget. They forget to use the universe. They forget to use their guides and their angels. And they think they have to grab the steering wheel and do it themselves. So my advice to all of you, if there's any masculines watching, surrender. If you need money for something, even if it's in the next 12 hours, stop right now and repeat after me. Dear universe, please bring me the funds to do this thing, to go to this place, whatever it is. I am so grateful. I know the perfect plan is already laid out. I know you're going to take care of me. I would be so grateful for your assistance in the fastest time possible would be great, but your time is my time. I honor you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Anything like that would work, okay? And then you'll start to see the magic that happens. So then after you pray and say that, if somebody random is jumping into your phone and asking you to talk or to go out or to do something, you better say yes, because the universe just found somebody to help you. Now you have to follow that breadcrumb and take action. It might be somebody you would least expect to help you, but sometimes we do get money from people we would never think would give us money. Okay, so a windfall, you might be being admired online and somebody online might be wanting to give you money. So be vulnerable and be honest, share your story. I just imagined somebody sharing that they were struggling and some beautiful stranger was like, you know what? I want to pay off their debt. I want to do this for them. Like, do those things. It's okay to share that you're suffering. Heal yourself and you help others heal. So this is basically the message I'm getting is you don't have to teach anybody anything. Just show up, be yourself, share your light, and that is enough. Okay, let's do one more card. 12-12, you are in the flow, stay there. Heck yes. My chest is very tight. So if anybody is experiencing a tight chest, do me a favor. Take a nice big deep breath. Kind of surpass the chest and go down into the belly when you breathe. Your belly should push out and really move that air because you've been holding your breath for some reason. So you got to move the air. I also feel guided to say right now that if anybody has any kind of, if you have a parent that is struggling with anything, and whether you're close or not with that parent, especially with the mom, there's something called the invisible umbilical cord. So a lot of us are very, very tied to our parents energetically. And like I said earlier, when my dad was passing, I felt like I was dying. I was thinking I needed to say goodbye to all of my nieces and my nephews. I was so sad thinking about them being here, not having me. And what my mentor taught me was that I was tapping into my dad's feelings and my dad's emotions. And it was intense. It literally felt like it was mine. And before she said that, I didn't connect the dots. So now it's different. And she's warned me about this. She's like, you know, your connection with your dad is your connection with your dad, even if it's stronger than your connection with your mom. Like physically, because we came from our mother, we have this invisible umbilical cord and it is tied. We are connected to our mothers. So if you have discord with your mom, if you have any kind of weirdness, or maybe it's a really great connection and they're suffering right now, they're sad, they're sick, they're ill, whatever it is, you might be feeling their thoughts, their pain, their anxieties, their fear. And a lot of times you'll feel it in the middle of the night. You'll wake up and you'll have this feeling for no reason and you don't know what it is. And especially if it's in your belly, the anxiety, that could be the invisible umbilical cord. So what my mentor taught me to do was, in that moment, you're going to breathe deeply, hand on your belly. And every time you breathe out, you are sending a white light energy through that cord to your mom or to your dad, whoever you are deeply connected to. But the umbilical cord is connected to the mother, obviously, for obvious reasons. But you're sending this white glowing light through that cord to your mom's body, right to her solar plexus, right to her sacral energy. You're going to go right to her belly, and you're going to imagine that light entering into her belly button and then dispersing all throughout to her legs, to her upper body, to her arms, to her head, and out through her crown chakra. And you are going to infuse your mom with light and with love. And you can do this with anybody. You don't have to use the umbilical cord like theme, but you can just send energy to people who are suffering, hurting, struggling, whatever it is. Okay. So you are magic. You are a magician. You can send energy. You can help other people heal. When you've done your healing yourself and you carry such a bright light, you can transfer energy. Okay, I feel guided to do a universe card. I never usually use this deck. This is Gabby Bernstein's, but I'm feeling guided to do that. And I have a very intense headache right now on my right side of my head. So if anybody else, am I feeling you? I almost feel like the right side is masculine energy. And maybe I'm sensing that the masculines are going through something that's making their head hurt. Maybe a decision they have to make. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward. You guys, I can't even read this out loud right now. I cannot even read this out loud. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Oh, I shit you not. Literally. What? This is insane. My guides are so funny. Yeah, thanks for giving me a headache for the next card. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. So right-minded thinking is trusting, is getting out of that energy that you have to control your life and that you have to make everything happen. You relax, step into that left side, the feminine side who receives, and you are in your energy of love. It's complete flow. It's a deep connection. This is insane. I don't think I've ever had a synchronicity like this in a reading ever. And it says it in all caps, right-minded. So stinking awesome. And because it's these colors, I feel guided to use this deck. And this is my Tosha Silver Abundance deck. All right, angels and guides, can you please take this headache away now? I really don't want to feel this. Thank you. Okay, we have two because one flipped over. I'm liking this. Yummy. Divine love. Oh, and loss and grounded. Okay, let's do grounded. Many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. So pretty, right? And the green represents your heart chakra. So it's somebody who's just super calm. They're not like a very manic type of energy. They're filled with love and joy and dignity and courage, and they're brave. They're filled with transformation because they weren't always this way. So this could be your divine counterpart. They might be very, very grounded. And they might also be going through a loss right now, whether it's losing money, losing a job, losing an opportunity. It says, sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. So when we have that ego, like I said, when you're, waiting for your person, we don't really wait, but when you're single or when you're in a partnership, not feeling like you're with the person you're supposed to be with, They might have to go through this loss, this ego death. They have to let go of the version of themselves they thought they wanted to be. And instead, man, my head is pounding right now. Instead, we have to get out of the way and let the universe move through us. And that's who we are. We are just a vessel. We're here to allow the universe to move through us. And then we have divine love. And this says, when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. And again, this is saying, I have no expectations for my life. My only expectation is that I show up and be moved and allow the universe to move through me. Okay, let's do an animal card. That one flipped, so we're going to take it. Scorpion. This is Scorpio. So maybe we're talking about a Scorpio here. You or your counterpart is a Scorpio. Life might be stinging them right now. And they have to experience that to have that ego death. And you have to give them space to do that. And then we have dragonfly, which is the quality of your thoughts in your mind. The wings move super, super fast. And if you look at this, this is almost the same colors as the heart right over here, over side of my shoulder. It's just like that. My guides always match everything that I'm doing. It's so cool. But this is an air sign. So this is always thinking about the head, quality of your thoughts, trying not to be so rigid, letting go, saying, I want divine love. I want divine love, or the divine, the universe, to move through my body, to pour light through me, to allow me to do my mission, to allow me to show up and be of service, and let the fear be pushed out by God. Allow the universe to push out that fear and say, let me get out of the way and let the universe use me for good. We're going to do my God deck, Course in Miracles deck. I feel like my headache's starting to go away. Yay. Like there's one sticking out. Okay. Let me not see myself as limited. Who would attempt to fly with the tiny wings of a sparrow when the mighty power of an eagle has been given him? Again, our lower self, not our higher self, our mind, our ego, doesn't think we can fly. And that's where taking a leap. Our higher selves, our soul knows that we can fly because we'll be caught by the universe. We're never going to be stranded. So when we limit ourselves and say, well, I can't do that because I don't have the money, or I can't do this because, I'll be judged, or I can't lose weight because that means I'll be betraying my family. And it's all filled with other people who are a certain size. And if I get thinner, then they're going to betray, like I'm betraying them and leaving the pack. I was counseling a woman a little bit the other day through that. And it's such a deep feeling, like it's a betrayal. Like if you grew up in a family where you're all around the same size, no matter what size it is, and you branch away and get healthier, you're stepping out of their expectation of who you are. So you're betraying them. You think you're betraying them. So you don't dare do that, but yet you're abandoning yourself by not getting yourself healthy and happy. So that was a huge breakthrough for one of my friends. She's been keeping herself just sick enough to be sick, and not sick, but you guys know what I mean. Not as healthy as they could be. Okay, we're going to do the Hidden Truth Oracle. Back to the love reading. What does your person want to say to you? I am afraid to contact you. I lost myself for a little while. So it's like on this journey, their ego got the best of them. But that's part of the journey. So if you have somebody that was not treating you well, and then they come back around and apologize, you can entertain them, but just look at their behaviors. If they're doing what they say they're going to do, and they're showing up, and you can feel the energy behind their apology, and you see their actions are different, you can trust that. because it's true. Sometimes we have to go through this ego death. I love this deck. What else does your lovely person want to tell you? I feel you leaving me behind. And people do, because when you're not doing the work, or when somebody's not doing the work to show up to be that strong feminine or masculine for you, that person's not going to settle. I always joke and I always say, I'm not settling for a 90%er, somebody who's 90%. And I would totally, I'm sure all of you feel the same, like you would totally date somebody who's not fully there yet, but they're willing to do the work. They're willing to look at their shadow, and they're willing to say, hey, like, how can I show up for you? How can you show up for me? Like, we have that conversation, you know? That's a great relationship to be in, because you're both willing to grow and do the work. And when you're in those partnerships, you really become a new person, because your partner's helping you grow. I am so attracted to you. Somebody thinks you're hot stuff. Of course you are. Okay, we're going to do the Angel Wisdom Tarot. Okay, we're going to take these two. Wow, somebody's been a little sneaky. Sneaky son of a gun. Okay, I'll show you the photo first. It says, a loss of peace of mind or personal freedom. Take caution, be aware of others' actions. A material loss. Make sure you are being honest with yourself, embracing secret or embarrassing secrets. So this is somebody coming out and finally telling the truth and being like, I have all these swords. This is my truth. This is my reality. It's just their truth. They're taking it and they're running away because they don't want you to see their truth. They're embarrassed by it. They're so sorry. And then we have the Wheel card. A fresh new start, the end of delays, sudden or unexpected progress, a very positive change in your life, travel or a new vehicle. Woo, woo. I always see this as the travel card. Anyone else like me going to be traveling? If not, you should. Get yourself in an environment that might make you feel good for a little bit. Come back home, feel refreshed. Be that frog card that we got in the beginning. Acceptance. Accepting somebody for who they are, even with their ego. It's like looking back. She's kind of like looking back. And she's looking at the versions of herself that she's not happy with, and she accepts herself fully for who she is. She's not in judgment. So this is a reminder, don't be in judgment of yourself and don't be in judgment of others. Because when you can find compassion wherever you are for all people at whatever stage they're at, even if you see them and you're like, oh, I remember being like them, that doesn't make them less than you. They're just on a different road. You're all parallel. They're just on a different road, and you can see it clearly, and you can just show compassion. I was talking to a girl yesterday, and we were talking about, she's a yoga instructor, and she was saying how there's this one girl that she works with that drives her bonkers because she's teaching yoga and she's preaching the lifestyle, but then she's going out and drinking every night or every weekend, and she's partying, and it's like the two lifestyles don't seem to match. And there was a third girl that was talking to us, and she was mentoring my friend, and she was saying, let her be her. Let her figure it out. She's on that journey. Just because we see it a certain way doesn't mean that's how it is. She might be working through some wounding. She might be having to go through this, like she might have to learn a lesson by messing up somehow. And I don't know, dealing with an addiction to alcohol could be something she struggles with. And that's her way of coping with a trauma that happened to her. So my friend, I was kind of saying, like, I jumped in and I was like, yeah, let's not, even analyze her. Let's just witness her, see where she is, and say, okay, I'm just going to accept her. Doesn't mean you have to go tell her to stop doing that or to jump in her lifestyle and show her how it should be done. You just let people learn on their own. And it's honestly a heck of a lot easier because you're not wasting your energy thinking about that, because that's not helping you grow at all. And it's not expanding. It's just, it doesn't do anything for anybody. Dragonfly again. Truth transcends illusion. The truth is coming out. Number 22, which adds up to 4, which is an 1111 number. 2 dragonfly. All right, Spirit, why do we have 2 dragonflies? Could you please confirm that for us? Why do we have 2 dragonfly cards? What are you trying to tell me that I'm not getting? A message is coming through social media, text, or email. Okay, communication. And it's unique because I almost said that because it's blue, and blue is the color of the throat chakra. So it's going to be also heartfelt because it's green and blue. Green is heart chakra. That's opening up the heart, speaking their truth. So a message is going to be coming through. Somebody's going to be speaking their truth to you, saying how much they want to do life with you and how much they admire you. Thank you, guides, for confirming that. Okay, let's do my animal book. Pocket guide to spirit animals. We'll end the reading here with this. So this week looks like somebody's going through some sort of ego death. They're awakening. They might be a Scorpio. They are using their right-minded energy to lean on love and let God push the fear out. They're in the flow. They might take a vacation. Money is coming. They lost themselves for a little while. They think that you're leaving them behind, but you're not. And they're afraid to contact you. I almost just went like this to grab the cards to shuffle. And they're so attracted to you. So what's the final message to that little story? Hedgehog. No matter what is going on for you right now, do your absolute best to enjoy life. Retreat from your usual routines for a day or two as a way of refreshing your body and spirit. This is a very fertile and creative time for you, so express yourself artistically in some enjoyable way. You have a powerful connection with an ancient goddess energy, whether you're female or male. Work directly with the earth by doing some planting and gardening at your first opportunity. This is a good time to honor your natural curiosity and satisfy it by following any whims, intuitive leads, or inner promptings that occur. And obviously, it's winter here where I am, and if it's winter where you are, my mentor always teaches me that winter is a time for daydreaming and dreaming, and it's not so much a time for creating and taking action, but it's the beginning seed part of that. You're thinking of ideas, you're resting a lot, you're allowing the universe to move you. And then maybe during spring, it's time to start gardening. It's time to start planting those seeds. That idea you had, it's time to put it in action. So the hedgehog is a reminder to take a break, go do something playful that's refreshing for your body and spirit. Again, vacation. Somebody's being called to step away from your normal routine. Maybe you're going through that death and rebirth like I did. I had to take 3 weeks off, and even now I'm still going to go take another vacation because it's just what I'm being called to do right now. And I feel like that's connecting with a lot of the collective. It's time to rest. It's time to just replenish our energy, allow people to start to ascend and awaken around us. Don't judge them. Don't compare. Don't think that because you're resting that you're missing out on anything or you're not being productive. Money will come, okay? God's going to push that fear, your fear of money and fear of the unknown. You're on vacation. You're like, I can't rest because I'm worried about money. Yes, you can. I am proof. You take the vacation, choose yourself, and the money will show up. Because when you care for yourself, when you love yourself, the universe is loving you. And it's gonna like lead you with a red carpet, which is money, resources, people, places, and things. Okay. So if you need help on your journey, you can book a session with me after my vacation, but you can DM me or email me, and I'd love to assist you on your journey. All right, lovies, I'm sending you so much love. Enjoy this week and comment below and let me know if anything clicks or if anything resonates. All right, peace out.